Hey everyone, welcome to another segment of Vital Statistics. I'm Shemetris Vital, and you guessed it, there's no time like the present time. Of course, I'm sure you're tired of me saying, okay, I haven't been out there in a while, but forgive me. It's been a few minutes since I've done a video. But today marks my 4-year anniversary where I have been employed with the Department of Labor. Who would have thought? 4 years ago, I had no idea what I was getting into when I decided to work for the Department of Labor and working for their youth program, and I worked with youth ages 16 to 24. Wow is all I can say. God has done a great thing since I've been at the job. I've seen so many different transitions and different things that have come across my desk. I've met so many young people. So many of them have it's been a blessing in my life, and hopefully I've been a blessing to theirs as well. And not only that, but the parents that I've met along the road, and trying to help them get their young people up and moving and working. It's really truly been a blessing. So today I didn't even realize that I was at the office, and it dawned on me, and I was like, what's today? And someone said today, and I said, oh my God, today makes 4 years that I've been at this job, and then one was kind of funny, okay, well, let's get out the parade and all the bells and whistles. You've made it 4 years. So, but for me, it's a blessing, because when I think about where I came from, and just even in the transition of the 4 years, the people that you've seen come and go out of the doors and things like that, the stress that's gone up and down. I believe work is just like a roller coaster. You hit those high moments, you hit those low moments, but can you withstand the test of time, I guess is what they say. And usually they say that young people don't really stay in jobs very long, but maybe past 2 to 3 years or whatever. But you know what, that's just all hearsay and talk. I've been on my job for 4 years, and like I said, it's been a true blessing. And now every day that I go to work, I just say thank you, God, for my job. I'm so blessed that I have a job, and I know that there's someone out there that just says, I wish I had a job. And I just want the world to know that I am truly blessed to have the job. But aside from all of that, being the 4 years at my job, I just had the opportunity to watch my pastor, Bishop T.D. Jakes. We got to see the premiere of Sparkle with the whole church family on today. The movie actually releases tomorrow, and oh my God, that was a A+ view of a movie. I thought it was just spectacular. I believe that there's Academy Awards and Oscars and everything else that's going to come out of this. It was just so touching to see Whitney Houston in her last performance. Beautiful, beautiful. I've always adored her, and my heart goes out to her family as they will be preparing to see the movie just as we did. But that movie, and Jordan Sparks was the star of the movie, it just lets you know that, what, if you have a dream, no matter what the dream is, you have to go for it. No one can get you to that dream. No one can give you your dream. You have to be willing to take the risk, run after it, and just believe in your dream. Watching Jordan in that movie and having a dream, and she was chasing it no matter what her mother told her and the things that was happening around her. She kept going after it. There were some obstacles that she had to overcome, some leaps and bounds that she had to take, but she just had the gut that, what, this is what I'm supposed to do. And so she ran after it. Now, her mother couldn't stop her, her sisters couldn't stop her, but no one could help her get what she had inside of her. And I say all that to say that for myself, just recently, there's been so many things that have just transpired in a week's time, and I think I've come over some obstacles, and I definitely guaranteeing you that if you stay tuned to Vital Statistics, I promise you, you are getting ready to see some things that you had no idea that I had in me. And I think the movie just makes it a marker and a milestone for me, because from this point on, I'm telling you, it's about to go down. It's going to change. I have some things in me that I really want to truly start talking about. There are issues in the world really just kind of prick me, and they bother me, and I think it's time that I speak out. My last name is Vital. God gave me that last name through my father and through my mother. So vital means important. It's a lifeline, and it means life. You know, we use it in the medical term, your vital signs. Well, when your vital signs are no longer, guess what? You're no longer as well. So it's time for me to tap into some things, and it's time to start talking about those things. And now that I am free, because I have truly broken free of my last and final chain, I'm not going to tell you about it right here and right now, because God's got an appropriate time for that, but you're going to have to stay tuned, because that's also coming. But I just want you to know some of the things that I'll be talking about, and you may be interested and you may not, but either way, you know, just like in the movie Sparkle, if you have a dream and you have a vision, you have to go after it. No one else can bring that to you. You've got to be willing to take those leaps, those bounds, and go after it. And for me, it's not necessarily a dream, but it is a vision. And the vision that God has given me is to start talking about the things that matter most. We don't talk about them at all because either there's shame or whatever, but the media highlights the negative. And so some of the things that I'm going to be talking about right here on Vital Statistics, I'm going to be talking about marriage. I know some of you guys that watch this, maybe you're not married, maybe you don't have the desire to get married, but either way, the media highlights divorce. We think it's really cute, oh, when someone falls in love and all that kind of stuff, but then all of a sudden, when people get mad at each other and things happen and things go down and there's dysfunction and all that, where's the media? They're right there. We're talking about divorce. I mean, it's not a good thing to talk about people who've been married for 30 years and now they're getting divorced. There's something wrong with that. And we need to talk about that. But I know that because we highlight divorce in society, I'm going to highlight the positive, because there are people out there who've been married, who've withstood the test of time. They've gone through the obstacles of people, you know, one of their spouses maybe leaving and coming back. They've gone through, you know, marital disputes and problems, maybe even someone cheating on them. But you know what? When you make those vows, till death do us part, for richer or for poor, through sickness and in health, those words are commitment. And you're not just making that commitment to that other person, but you're making that commitment to yourself. And guess what? The same thing for those that are believers. God made a commitment to us. When we goof up and mess up, we don't necessarily, does he just say and lock the door and say, okay, I'm leaving you? No, he doesn't. He's there to embrace us. He has grace and he has mercy. And so we're going to be talking about marriage. Another issue that really, really bothers me, y'all seen one segment, but it's time for me to bring the other segments out, is abstinence. We are highlighting way too much in our media about young teenagers and saying it's okay to get out there and have sex. It's not okay. It's time to start a movement. It's time to push abstinence back out there. I came from a generation where we kind of talked about it, but now it's just okay. We make it seem like it's okay to screw around, and forgive me for the words, but that's just what's happening. We make that okay, and that's not okay, because why? Your body is a temple, and everyone should honor their body and not just be freely willing to give it away. I think it's positive that, yes, we have shows that highlight young women who have gotten pregnant in high school and continue to move forward, and they finish school. But why don't we talk about the girls who have made the commitment and said, you know what, how about I decide to go through school and not get pregnant? How about I decide to go through school and not have sex? How about I decide that I'm going to commit to abstinence, and I'm going to wait until I find, or that man finds me and he puts a ring on my finger? Why don't we talk about that? Why aren't we teaching our boys to value themselves even more? You know, they're the men. We need to start talking about that, and I am going to talk about it. Whether anybody watches it or not, I'm going to do what God has told me to do. There's some other issues that bother me as well, and just well as other people. I'm still going to bring you encouraging words and things to hopefully uplift you, but I want you to know that I'm thinking about you. We said that this space was called Vital Statistics for a reason. So now Vital Statistics is turning into the heartbeat of what's going on. We're going to highlight the positive things that we don't talk about as a highlight in society. I'm going to bring it here, and if you think that there's something that you want me to talk about, I want to encourage you to just send me an email at Shemetris V. That's Shemetris. V is for my last name, like Vital Statistics, at gmail.com. That's Shemetris Vital or Shemetris V at gmail.com. Let's start talking about it. I'm not afraid to talk about it anymore. I'm not afraid of what's going to come from it, because you know what? God has my back, and He's got yours too. We're going to be talking about it. I'm Shemetris Vital, and this is another segment of Vital Statistics. What do I always say? Be the difference, make the difference, because the difference is truly in the change you choose to make. We're about to make some change in this space right here. I will talk to you soon. Until then, take care and be blessed.